For updates on sports stories across the globe, AB Iyonwon joins us. Good morning, AB, and welcome to the morning show.
Well, good morning, Ayo, and good morning, Dr. Ruben. And now we'll begin the sports segment with the NFF, where they announced that the Spanish embassy denied the under-16 national team, that's the future Eagles visas. It means that they would not be able to partake in the UEFA under-16 tournament. But they did not give any reason, the Spanish embassy did not give any reason for the visa denial. That's according to a source from the NFF. It means that, well, the boys have lost that slot now. And we also have a big match, a do-or-die match to be played today. That's 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. That's the Super Falcons will take on the Bayana of South Africa in the second leg of the Olympic qualifiers in order to break the Olympic jinx. Since 2008, the Super Falcons have not participated in the female football tournament of the Olympics. And they got a 1-0 victory in the MK Abiola Stadium against South Africa. Kudos thanks to a goal, that's a penalty goal by Rasheedat Ajibade. Now they will hope to get a victory. South Africa, on the other hand, will be hoping to get their first victory against Nigeria in South Africa. They've not done that in 7 encounters. And we'll move away from that now to the Premier League. Well, Everton have been struck once more due to a second breach of the financial fair play rules. They have been deducted another 2 points, which brings them down a position to 16th on the table. It means their battle for relegation still continues after 3 full seasons. Now, also remember that in February, they deducted 10 points. They went on appeal, and it was reduced to 6 points. Now they have 2 more points deducted from them. Should Everton survive this relegation battle, it will be a big feat for them, considering all the trauma and turmoil they've had with these FFP rules. And lastly, we have the Champions League quarterfinals kickstart. That is with Arsenal and Bayern Munich and Real Madrid and City. In the last 4 seasons, City and Real Madrid have faced off. We had City defeat them on aggregate in 2020. We had Real Madrid get a victory in 2022 in the semi-finals. And last season, we had City defeat Real Madrid once. So while Arsenal are flying this season, this year they've done so well for themselves, and they will face on the Bayern Munich side, who definitely ended their dominance in the Bundesliga after losing to Heidenheim over the weekend. Would they be able to come back and do better against Arsenal? Well, we'll see how that pounds out later tonight. And that's all right on the sports news of what is happening around the world.
Well, thank you very much, AB. I'd like to just sit here in Nigeria, especially with our under-15 boys who have been denied the opportunity to represent Nigeria in Spain for the under-16 FIFA competition. I think that's quite an interesting development. And I'm hoping that by this, I don't know if maybe I should ask you, is it too late? Is it something that can be reversed? When is the deadline for our young men to make it to Spain? Because since you mentioned there's been no explanation as to the reason why this denial was given, it'll be interesting to find out if it's still reversible and when the deadline is, so that we can raise a bit more, hopefully attract the attention of the Spanish authorities to reverse that and let our young men represent us at the under 16 competition. And of course, later tonight, I'm hoping that Bayana and South Africa will not get the opportunity to win a game against Nigeria in their home country. We need that win. We want to go to the Olympics, especially for our women, and we're rooting for them and hoping for a win. They've done 1 leg in Nigeria, which we beat Bayana 1-0, and so we're looking forward to either replicating that or doing even better on South African soil. But please, how late is it for the boys or for the young men to head to Spain?
Well, extremely late. They were meant to travel to Spain today. The tournament kickstarts this week. So if they miss the first game, they've already withdrawn. They can't do anything about it because it's already late. No reason was given for the denial, but also let's not forget that if so many will ask, why did they not submit the visas and the passports early? Why did they not apply early so they can have the window to reapply or something? But the fact remains that there's a lot of paucity of funds. There's also the fact that the under-15 have been traveling back to back, so they had to come back to submit everything. So at this point, it's just no going back for them. They've missed it and they have missed it. There's nothing to be done except the Spanish embassy comes out to announce the reason for the visa denial. And you talked about Bayana and Nigeria. It's a rivalry that so many love to see. It's something that gives lives on Twitter, on Instagram. The banter between South Africa and Nigeria can never be underestimated. And it's notable to say that 7 times Nigeria has faced off South Africa in South Africa, and they've not lost any encounter. They've drawn 2 and won 5. So South Africa will be hoping to get a victory, but Nigeria needs to climb that tall ceiling. They need to break that jinx of not qualifying for the Olympic in 16 years. In 2008, in 2012, they did not qualify because they lost to Equatorial Guinea. In 2016, it was Cameroon that stopped them. And in 2020, it was Ivory Coast. This time out, they have a chance to get a victory against South Africa because they are a leg in. But it's also notable to say that South Africa, in the last 8-9 years, they've been able to pick some victories against Nigeria, even on home soil, because they got a victory against Nigeria in the Aisha Buhari Invitational Cup. And they also defeated Nigeria at the last WAFCON. So I just hope that the Super Falcons know what they are doing. They can get the goals, because that is one aspect that the Super Falcons are really not doing well. When it comes to the defense, they are quite good, but for the goal scoring, it's a huge concern. Hopefully, they smile tonight in Pretoria.
Well, Super Falcons versus Bayana, 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time is the kickoff time. And we're looking forward to that. And all of us, we're rooting for the Super Falcons because we would like them to be at the Paris Olympics 2024, 16 years after they were at that Olympics. And in any case, they are the champions in Africa in women's football. But it's going to be the mother of all battles, as the South African goalkeeper has pointed out. But as patriots, we must all support the Super Falcons and hope that they would achieve what we want. But as for the under-16 team that has been denied visa by the Spanish embassy, well, I know it's natural for Nigerians to be emotional and say, well, after all, the under-16 team qualified. Why is the Spanish embassy not giving them visa? Well, it's nothing to be emotional about. The issuance of visa is governed by international customary law, the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations of 1961 and the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations of 1961. I don't want to quote the various articles. But what it says is that, look, you get a visa to visit a country, and there are other laws, the Schengen Visa Act, Naturalization Act, and all of that, Immigration Act of certain countries. The receiving state will give you a visa if you meet their conditions. It's not a thing you can dictate to them. When Nigerians don't get visa, they will say, oh, they denied me visa. They denied me visa. They are not obliged to. And they are not obliged under international law to even offer you any explanation. The only option that is available to the sending state, in this case Nigeria, is that when you have the opportunity, then you will apply the principle of reciprocity. If the under-16 team cannot go there, then they cannot go there. However, as you indicated, the thing to do is to investigate why. Embassies have their own conditions. You have to apply early, within a certain time. And you have to provide certain documents. You have to show that, you will not become an immigration problem when you go to their country. Maybe at the Nigerian end, we have not done all of this. And then the time of application is also something that some embassies insist upon. The report that I read more or less indicated that they went to the embassy on Monday and they want to travel on Tuesday. Which embassy will give you a visa just like that if it doesn't fit into their own pattern? Yeah. So let nobody be emotional about it. That's the way it goes under international customary law. So I don't think that the Spanish in Nigeria have broken any law under the relevant conventions that I have quoted. Then, of course, Arsenal meets with Bayern Munich tomorrow. Well, Thomas Tuchel, the manager of Bayern Munich, is saying, Arsenal is the best team in the Premier League. But I hope that that does not translate into the fact that Bayern Munich manager is saying, we will just go there and lose the match. But Arsenal is doing very well. One of their supporters is with me here in the studio.
I'm looking forward.
Who will win the Premier League? We do not know
Arsenal.
yet. Well, if you say it's Arsenal, we don't know. It can be Liverpool. It can be Man City. And then finally, of course, it's good to hear Tony Elumelu of Hares Holdings say he's looking at the possibility of getting into the Nigerian Professional League to own a club. If that happens, that will be quite interesting, and it will help our league. It will drive up competition. Private sector investment, can deepen, efforts within the Nigerian Professional League. Thank you very much, Ebi.